Hello, this is an introductory lecture on Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016. It is amended till 4th of April 2021. In consecutive mini lectures, we'll come across various facets, aspects of and Bankruptcy Code 2016 and why was it introduced by the Modi government and what are the pros and cons of the said code. Let's begin. This code extends to whole of India. It is applicable to any company which is incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 or any other previous company law. And second, any other company which is governed by a special act for the time being in force, except insofar the said provisions are inconsistent with the provision of the such special act. Third, limited liability partnership incorporated under the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. Fourth point, any other body incorporated under any law for the time being in force, and the central government may, by notification, specify in this behalf. Fifth, personal guarantors to corporate debtors. Sixth, partnership firms and proprietary firms. Seventh, individuals other than persons referred to in Clause E. Clause E is personal guarantors to corporate debtors. We'll come to definition. First one is board. It means Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India, established under subsection 1 of section 188. Section 188 stands for establishment and incorporation of board, which we'll come to know in the later stage of the lectures. Second, bench means an adjudicating body, the authority which has been given powers to deal the matters which will be filed in the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. Charge, it means an interest or lien created on the property or assets of any person or any of its undertaking, or both, as the case may be, as security and includes a mortgage. Fifth, chairperson, it means chairperson of the board. Nothing a brainstormer over here. Now, claim. There are two important facets to claim. First is right to payment, second is right to remedy. First, right to payment, whether such right is reduced to judgment, it is reduced to being fixed, it is reduced to being disputed or undisputed, legal or equitable, secured or unsecured. Right to remedy, it means for the breach of contract under any law for the time being in force, and if such breach gives rise to right of payment, whether or not such right is reduced to judgment, fixed, matured, unmatured, disputed, undisputed, secured or unsecured. Next, corporate person. What does it mean? It means a company as defined under clause 20 of section 2 of the Companies Act 2013, or a limited liability partnership as defined in clause N of subsection 1 of section 2 of Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, or any other person incorporated with limited liability under any law for the time being in force, but shall not include any financial service provider. Next, corporate debtor means a corporate person who owes a debt to any other person. Next, core services. What does it mean? It means services rendered by an information utility. Information utility is a part of definition and part of the code, which we'll understand the later stage of it. Now, core services has four important points. First one is accepting electronic submission of financial information in such form and manner as specified. Second, safe and accurate recording of financial information. Next, authenticating and verifying the financial information submitted by a person. Next, providing access to information stored with the information utility to persons as may be specified. We'll move on to next definition, which is creditor. What does it mean? Any person to whom a debt is owed and includes a financial creditor, an operational creditor, a secured creditor, an unsecured creditor, a decree holder. Next, debt. Very important definition. It means liability or obligation in respect of a claim which is due from any person and includes financial debt and operational debt. Next is default. Debt and default are the two main aspects of Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. To file a case under Insolvency Bankruptcy Code under section 9 and section 7, there has to be a debt and a default. Now we'll come back to definition of default. It means non-payment of a debt when whole or part or installment of the amount of debt has become due and payable and is not paid by the debtor or the corporate debtor, as the case may be. Next definition. Financial information. It is in relation to person, means one or more of the following categories as mentioned below. What are they? A. Records of the debt of the person. B. Records of liabilities when the person is solvent. Next, record of assets of person over which interest security has been created. Next, record, if any, of instances of default by the person against any debt. Fifth, record of the balance sheet and cash flow statement of the person. Next, any such information as may be specified. We'll move on to next definition, which is financial institution. Means a scheduled bank. A financial institution is defined under Section 41I of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. A public financial institution is defined in Clause 72 of Section 2 of Companies Act 2018. And next, such other institution as the central government may by notification specify as financial institution. Next definition is financial product. What does it mean? It means securities, contracts of insurance, deposits, credit arrangements, including loans and advances by banks and financial institutions, retirement benefit plans, small saving instruments, foreign currency contracts other than contracts to exchange one currency, whether or not Indian, for another which are to be settled immediately, or any other instrument is may be specified. Next is financial services, and it includes around about lot of points. We'll go one by one. First is accepting of deposits. Second is safeguarding and administering assets consisting of financial products belonging to one person or agreeing to do so. Next, effecting contract of insurance. Next, offering, managing or agreeing to manage assets consisting of financial products belonging to another person. Next, rendering or agreeing for consideration to render advice on or for soliciting the purposes of buying, selling, subscribing to financial product, availing financial services, exercising any right associated with the financial product or financial services. Now next, establishing or operating an investment scheme. Next, maintaining or transferring record of ownership of a financial product. Next, underwriting the issuance or subscription of financial product. Next, selling, providing or issuing stored value or payment instruments or providing payment services. We'll move on to next definition, which is financial service provider. What does it mean? It means a person is engaged in providing financial services in terms of authorization issued or registration granted by financial sector regulator. Next definition, financial sector regulator. What does it mean? It means an authority or body constituted under the law for the time being, which is in force to regulate the services or transaction of financial sector and include the Reserve Bank of India, SEBI, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, Pension Fund Regulatory Authority, and such other regulatory authority as may be notified by the government, central government. Next definition, insolvency professional. Who is an insolvency professional? He is the one who has to be enrolled under Section 206 with an insolvency professional agency as its member, registered with the board as an insolvency professional under Section 207. Now, what do you mean by 206? 206 stands for enrollment and registered person to act as an insolvency professional. And 207, what does it mean? It is the registration of the insolvency professional. How do you get registered as one? Which we will come to know at the later stage. Next definition, insolvency professional agency. What does it mean? It means any person registered with the board under Section 201 as an insolvency professional agency. What does 201 stands for? It's for registration of insolvency professional agency. Moving on to next, what is information utility? Now, information utility means a person is registered with the board as an information utility under Section 210 section. Now, 210 section stands for what? It stands for registration of information utility. Moving on to next, notification. It means notification published in the official gazette, and the terms notified and notified shall be construed accordingly. Moving on to next, what does a person include under the said code? Person includes an individual, HUF, company, trust, partnership, LLP, which is limited liability partnership, and any other entity established by a statute, and includes a person resident outside India. Now, next definition, person resident in India. What does it mean? It has a meaning as assigned to such terms and clause of V of Section 2 of Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Moving on to next definition, person resident outside India. What does it mean? It means any other person resident in India, which is very basic understanding of it. Now, moving on to next definition, prescribed. Prescribed means rules made or prescribed by the central government. Now, property, it's an important definition. What does property include? It includes money, goods, actionable claims, land, and every description of property situated in India or outside India, and every description of interest, including present or future, or vested or contingent interest arising out of the same, which is incidental to a property. Next definition, regulation. It means regulations made by the board under this code. Schedule. It means schedule annexed to this code. Secured creditor. It means a creditor in favor of whom security interest is created. Now, what do you mean by security interest, which is our next definition? It means a right, title, or interest, or a claim to the property created in favor of or provided for a secured creditor by a transaction which secures payment or performance of an obligation, and which includes mortgage, charge, hypothecation, assignment, encumbrance, or any other agreement or arrangement for securing payment or performance of any obligation of any person. Mind it, it's a very important definition. Secured interest, security interest. It also mentions the definition of security interest, that it is provided that the security interest shall not include a performance guarantee. If the performance guarantee cannot be included under the security interest definition, please do keep a note of it. We move on to next definition. Specified means this specified by regulation made by the board under this code, and the term specified shall be construed accordingly. Now, what does a transaction mean under the code? It means it includes an agreement or arrangement in writing for the transfer of assets or funds or goods or services from or to the corporate debtor. Next definition, transfer. What does it include? It includes sale, purchase, exchange, mortgage, pledge, gift, loan, or any form of transfer of right, title, possession, or lien. Moving on to next definition, transfer of property. What does it mean? It means transfer of any property, and it includes a transfer of any interest in the property and creation of any charge upon such property. Next definition, workman. Workman shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in the clause S of section 2 of Industrial Act 1947. Moving on to next, words and expressions used but not defined in this code, but defined in Indian Contract Act 1872, Indian Partnership Act 1932, Security Contract Regulation Act 1956, Security Exchange Board of India Act 1992, Recovery of Debts Due to Banks and Financial Institution Act 1993, Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, Companies Act 2013 shall have the meanings respectively assigned to them in those Act. So basically, in the first lecture, we have come across all the definitions which was mentioned under the code 2016, and from next lecture we'll go on to the application of this part and further definitions, which will help us get more clarity on the terminologies and various aspects of insolvency bankruptcy code. Thank you. See you next time.